G'day, it's Shane here from McLaren Grape TV, and thank you for joining me in my home bar. But more importantly, thank you for helping me spread McLaren Vale wines to the world. Now this week and today has been very hot in McLaren Vale. I hope the vines that need it have been getting a drink. And speaking of drink, that's probably why we're here. So today I want to share with you the 2009 Cadensia from Samuel's Gorge. The Cadensia is a marketing tool from a group of people doing Grenache and Grenache based wines. So the Samuel's Gorge label, I don't know if you've seen that before, but a very, very good label. It's won awards just for the label itself, and more importantly the booze inside here is sensational. Samuel's Gorge is one of my favourite wineries. Never cease to enjoy myself every time I go there, irrespective of what time of the year, etc, etc. But I do recommend Easter. Easter is the Easter weekend, one day during the weekend, I think it's a Saturday. They release the new vintage of red wines that historically, for the last 2 or 3 years, has been a huge day and has been enjoyed by all. They put some food on. I think last year they even had some, I wasn't able to go last year, but I think last year they actually had some entertainment on as well. But the lawns are nearly covered from one side to the other, and it is just a sensational place. The Samuel's Gorge cellar door is about 100 years old. The building that it's in, it's got an old 100-year plus olive press in the cellar door as well, and in fact they've set up the tasting area around one of those olive presses. Sensational place to go and have a look at. Now you can sit on the veranda outside. The view is across the Onkaparinga Gorge, so that's a national park. I even seen people come along and bring their own cheese platters and things like that and sit down and have a glass of wine there. It is just a great place to be. If you do end up going there, say good day to Justin, the winemaker, the senior winemaker there. Justin is a one of a kind and sensational bloke. If you do go there, say good day to Justin for me from McLaren Grape TV. Now that's enough of that. Let's do the wanky thing. Now 2009, very hot vintage, but interestingly enough these Grenache vines here were really, really well looked after. They're from the Blewett Springs area, so quite deep sands, and you get an interesting minerality I think from Blewett Springs, a bit of peatiness as well, and I'm told that there is a layer of peat underneath the sand where the peatiness comes from. Now this is all one expects from what I would consider good McLaren Vale Grenache, and for those who've been watching McLaren Grape TV for a while know that I just love good McLaren Vale Grenache. There is the red fruits there. There's a little bit of red currant, there's a little bit of red cherry. But there's some substance there. There's some underlying darkness, if you like. It's not just all red, lovely little fruits. There's some serious wine in there as well. There's some minerality, and I said that peatiness as well coming through. There is spices. Now it's not like you get from Shiraz. So Shiraz you normally get pepper, being black pepper or white pepper. But here I'm getting more cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeggy type characters all melding in together. Now that's as much from the smart use of oak as anything else. Really, really great nose. It's interesting now coming through, there's a little bit of floralness coming out as this wine is sitting in the air and breathing. Alright, enough of that. Let's taste it. There's real character in this wine right the way through. It's very similar to what was in the nose. So I'm getting those red fruits. There is a little bit of black fruit in there as well. More down the black currant than the blackberry. But the cherries, a bit of plum, all those things, really, really nice. Now, there's a great mouthfeel to the wine, which I think is partly due to, obviously, the alcohol, but it's not a thin wine. There's actually body to this wine. The oak character is really, really smart. And again, the same as on the nose, you're getting those mixture of spices coming through. Same spices as before. Maybe more towards the cardamom this time, whereas the last was more towards the cinnamon and the nutmeg on the nose. You may have noticed I'm not spitting. Personal choice today. This is too good to spit out. The tannin structure here is quite interesting, and I think this is indicating layers of tannin. I'm picking up what I think is tannin from the grape skins and the grape pips coming through, but there's extra complexity there and extra tannin. What I really like about this is the tannin doesn't overarch the rest of the wine. Grenache, and particularly good Grenache, needs some oak, but little bits of oak, not huge. There's no oak monster here coming in and attacking the wine. Okay, there is some nice tannins coming through, and it just completes the wine there. The other thing is that there's a great acid finish. Now these wines, sure, is in a very hot vintage, 2009, extremely hot, low yielding vineyards. There's only 2 to 2.5 tonnes an acre, so it's very, very low yielding vineyards. So really, really good quality you expect from that. Somebody that I spoke to a few years ago now gave me a really interesting insight. They said for every unit volume of dirt, there's only so much flavour. So the more you suck up out of that and make more grapes, the less flavour you've got, or the same amount of flavour to go over those more grapes. So the grapes themselves have less flavour. There's certainly a lot of flavour in this. Now, what could you have this with? Right? Well, I've got homemade pizzas about to slip out of the oven, and I'm going to finish this off with that because I couldn't think of much better than homemade pizza to go with this. This is lovely, and I'm going to enjoy finishing this. So speaking of enjoyment, I'd better go. You maybe go and find your own McLaren Vale Grenache, and I'll go enjoy this. So have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.